Hello student, I welcome you all in the class of computer aided design of electrical machine. Today's topic is output equation and it is from the unit 4 optimal design of three-phase induction motor. What is output equation? Output equation of a machine can be expressed in terms of its main dimension, specific magnetic and electric loading and speed. The equation describing this relationship is known as output equation. Output equation, once it is derived for either DC machine or AC machine, will incorporate the main dimension into it. If you can remember, what is main dimension? Main dimension of a machine is the diameter of the stator or armature and length of the armature. What is specific magnetic loading and electric loading? If we review this topic, since we have already taken up this in DC machine, so let us revise these four important definitions once again. What is total magnetic loading? Total magnetic loading is the total flux around the armature stator periphery at the air gap, and it is called total magnetic loading. If you know the total flux per pole and if you can multiply the total number of poles with it, then we get the total magnetic loading. So what we are interested is total flux available in the air gap. Second important definition is total electric loading. What is total electric loading? It is the total number of ampere conductors around the armature or stator periphery is called total electric loading. What do you mean by total ampere conductors? When total number of turns in a machine is a known quantity and from which we can derive the total number of active conductors available in the slots, and if we can find either from the different pattern of windings like star or delta what is the per phase current, then we can find also the current flowing in each conductor. Under balance condition, this current will be same. So that current multiplied by the total number of conductors, active number of conductors used in forming the winding, that is Z, the product of these two quantities makes total electric loading. But two types of loadings generally specified, that is specific loadings, form the starting point in the design of a rotating electrical machine. What are those? Specific magnetic loading. What is specific magnetic loading? It is the average flux density. It is not the flux but a density, flux density over the air gap of machine, and is called specific magnetic loading. So how to understand it? It is the total flux around the air gap divided by the area of the flux path at the air gap. And what is that area? It is the circumferential area. How to calculate that? If you know the diameter of the armature and length of the armature, we can calculate by pi dl. It is rather a surface area of a cylinder, where we remove the area of the two side circles. Next is specific electric loading. What is specific electric loading? It is the total number of armature ampere conductors per meter of armature periphery, not the area. So if we calculate the armature periphery, then that comes out to be pi d. So the specific electric loading to calculate it, first we must know what is total electric loading, and then from the dimension, if we know the diameter of this stator, then we can calculate the total length of the periphery. In this way we can calculate specific electric loading. You might have got some hint here that somewhere the electrical quantity like Iz into Z or magnetic quantity P into phi, we are trying to relate these quantities with the main dimension of the machines like pi dl and pi d. Now coming to the output equation, let us see and review the output equation of a DC machines. Here we are concerned with only electrical rotating machines. You know the power developed in armature can be calculated in kilowatt, and generally it is equal to generated EMF multiplied by the current, and if I multiply it by 10 raised to minus 3 we can calculate it kilowatt. What is E for DC machine? It is called back EMF in case of motors or generated EMF in case of generators. So the equation involved E equal to phi ZNP upon A, where N is the speed of the armature, P is the total number of poles, and A is the number of parallel path in the circuit. Generally, the DC machine have two types of winding, that is wave winding and lap winding, and these parallel paths for wave winding is always equal to 2, whereas for lap winding this A is equal to total number of poles. Substitute EMF phi ZNP upon A in the power equation, so the equation look like phi ZNP upon A into IA. By proper combination of different parameters like P and phi together, armature current IA, keeping it with number of parallel paths in the denominator and multiplying it with Z, and finally multiplying the quantity with speed into 10 raised to minus 3. So P phi and Iz is derived from IA upon A. So P phi, from the definition, it is nothing but total magnetic loading, and Iz into Z is total electric loading. So from the design point of view, what is power? Power for me is a product of total magnetic loading in the machine and total electric loading in the machine multiplied by speed in RPS. I think it looks quite simple now. Let us see the final derivation part for DC machine. Simply substituting in place of P phi and in place of Iz into Z from the knowledge of specific magnetic loading and specific electric loading, P phi equal to pi dl upon B average, Iz into Z equal to pi d into AC. When we substitute these two quantities in the main equation, we can derive a very simple equation with one constant, which we will call output coefficient. You will come to know that when we substitute these two quantities in the main power equation, and by properly arranging this equation, we can separate out the d square r this is d square and this is L. D square L. So I have separated out this d square L, and remaining quantities are some constants like specific magnetic loading, specific electric loading, and pi square 10 raised to minus 3. And in the end, speed in RPS. So this